Hey guys, this is Zach with Team Covenant, and we're here to open up the second Force Pack ever to release, which is the Search for Skywalker. So, Tim, why don't you take us through a journey of the first objective set?
Okay, well, the first objective is called the Deploy the Fleet. It is a 5 health, 1 resource. It has action, damage this objective to reduce the cost of the next capital ship unit you play this phase by 1. I think this could see some very exciting play, especially as more capital ships come out, which are bound to happen.
I see one right here,
There's
card.
There's actually several in the pack.
I'm excited. I haven't seen this pack yet at all.
I know, it's great. But the theme of capital ships, I think, is very interesting to people. I think that's something that people will really enjoy doing. I mean, who doesn't like big ships?
It's cool because we've seen a lot of TIE fighters, right? And we've seen the whole Trooper deck come with the last Darth Vader's Imperial. So I'm really interested to see what's in this pack. And I can see myself, it's like you draw Devastator and you could play him for like 2 if you damage this all the way to 4.
It's good that you can make that choice now.
I'm thinking, I think this would be really good in combination with the Kuat reinforcements, the discard cards to pay for it. So you can discard. I have these 3 cards I don't care about, but I don't want to keep discarding these cards that I really want later on in the game, or I really need these for the edge battle or whatever. And so you can use these in combination together to pay for the ships that you want to get out that are just bonkers awesome.
Totally. So let's go ahead and look at the cards in the objective because that's going to be a big deal here. So we actually have a Death Star Squadron, cost 6, 2 Force icons, 3 black objective damage.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's awesome. Man, good, pretty cool art.
It also has shielding and cannot be targeted by enemy events. Can you say Rebel Assault?
And 5 health?
It's great. This is
great. This is a really exciting time for Star Wars, to be honest. Like, my interest is more piqued than it ever has been because there are, themes and decks and, hey, I'm running a capital ship deck. I'm not just running all the good pods that you've already all seen. And now I'm running a snow speeder deck or whatever. So this is very cool.
Yep, and we actually get 2 of these in the same pack.
This guy's so good.
It's really good.
This is so good.
6 is a little pricey, but I mean, with the objective and co-op reinforcements and some other cards in this pack that we're about to see.
It's good if you plan on attacking objectives, which is an interesting decision as a dark side player. There's no character damage here.
It's the decision as the dark side. It's you either I'm going to be a defensive dark side player, I'm going to be an offensive dark side player.
Imperial Navy seems to be offensive,
Yeah, you could say that.
All right, let's go for it.
What's the next one's Fleet Navigator, 2 cost with a edge reliant focus icon. It provides 1 resource, so not bad.
This is just a guy in the pack,
Just a dude in the pack. I mean, he does have the focus icon, right?
2 cost for a tactics is good.
Yeah, and you get the resource back.
I mean, that's never bad. And then a resource is also never bad to have available to. He's just a generic fleet navigator. He's navigating the fleet.
He feels right. Man. He feels right.
All right, so next card is the Death Squadron.
You think they still fly those capital ships like this?
I think that's how it works, right? 3 cost, provides 3 resources, very similar to the Rebel one that we've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
It has a reaction. After an objective is destroyed, remove a focus token from this enhancement. So you know that at max in a game, your opponent's going to probably destroy 2 objectives before it's game over. So no other cards considered it. There may be cards later that do weird stuff with that. But, so you know your opponent might destroy 2 before you either win or lose. But if you're playing as Imperial and you're attacking a lot, this is great because you should be destroying objectives.
Huge synergy there.
The thing to note is that this is unique, so you can only have 1 out, as opposed to the Rebel one.
Boom.
Truth.
Boom. Man, this gets me all juiced up. This is great.
Steven's excited.
This is awesome.
Next card is free, and it's called Admiral's Orders.
You guys don't have to pay for this one.
Free. Free with the purchase of the rest of the pack.
One for you.
Action reduces the cost of the next capital ship unit you play this phase by 2.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Man.
I love being able to get the Devastator out for less than 6, personally.
It saves so much time and money.
What a sweet looking objective.
Yeah, so we get to the next objective, which is a big deal because up until this point, right, we've only had 2 Boba Fett, or 2, I guess, what's it called? Smugglers and Spies.
Scum and Villainy.
Let me, if I may, go on a bit of a rant about bounty hunters. One of the coolest things the Star Wars universe has, to be honest. The idea of bounty hunters, whatever, they're real things, and I get that. But in Star Wars, there's so much more than just guys that go and kill stuff for money. These are some of your most interesting characters, for sure. And they're so interesting to me because we know very little about most of them. So, as a Star Wars player, whenever we were doing the TCG and just any Star Wars lore in general, I'm immediately drawn to like the faceless bounty hunters that we don't really know anything about. I find them fascinating. So the art on this card looks excellent to me.
Indeed.
Like weird cow 3-eye guy and, Stegosaurus head.
I think it's okay, but yeah. So anyways, standard stat line, 5-1. After this objective event is played, look at an opponent's hand.
That's huge.
Hand knowledge is
Power.
a big deal.
That is a big deal.
So let's
Hand knowledge.
let's see if knowledge. Let's see if the rest of the objective set's worth it. So what really makes this objective set great is that we finally get another Scum and Villainy objective set.
We've been waiting for that for
Since the core
a
fit.
while.
since Worlds, basically. But even just adding one that we get 2 copies of, right, makes it where this whole option of a deck is a lot more viable from a resource management standpoint of the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're about to get the deluxe, and that's going to make everything crazy. But until then, this at least gives you some options to look at, whereas before it was like, I'm running Boba Fett, and then all Imperial.
And I'm correct. This lets you look at their post-mulligan hand, right?
Whenever this, yeah.
Because if you flip it, like...
You don't reveal this till after you've drawn.
Right.
And after you mulligan.
It's the start of the game, yeah. I mean, you flip this, So
What's in their hand?
You can get an immediate kind of idea what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to play like a 2-health Moff Tarkin when they've got a Rebel Assault waiting.
Right, and you just know.
That kind
It's
of
cool.
stuff. So
Information. Man.
So let's dive in and see what's in the set to see if it's worth playing.
Oh, man, let me do this guy.
Stegosaurus head.
Weequay Elite looks great. Kind of, man, it looks terrifying, actually. Very good. 4 costs for only 2 health, so that's my immediate, But he's got 2 Black Blaster icons and a Black Tactics icon. That's a great attack.
I think it's worth.
right there.
It's definitely worth 4 already.
And now the text on this card, I just read it, completely sells it to me. Reduce it by 2 if there's at least 1 card captured at any of the objectives. Man, that's a guy. That's excellent.
I think 4 is worth this character, but then if it's if it's 2, it's like, oh my god, what just happened to everything I know about this game?
It's perfect because he attacks. If you block, you're probably going to die. If you don't block, your best dude's going to get focused. So, and it might happen that either way. It's just, that's excellent. I love that.
And we actually get 2 of these.
Yep, 2. Next card is the Jawa Trading Crawler.
Man, this reminds me of that old TCG
yes,
card.
It does.
Is it Neil draw 2 cards?
Edge-dependent blaster and blast icon. Provides 2 resources. 1 health. Resources generated by this unit can only be used to play vehicle or droid units.
Hey.
I think it's super solid. The 2 resources for vehicles is huge in an Imperial deck. And then the fact that it has a unit damage and a blast damage is awesome, I think. It does everything.
This is interesting. Its place in this pod, or should I say objective set, is interesting to me because, if I'm maybe wanting to do a vehicle or droid theme, I haven't seen the other cards in the objective set, but it's going to be hard for me to take, the Scum and Villainy objective set just to maybe get this 1 card that's going to help me with my droid/vehicle deck. Now, maybe it's just that there's some awesome, I don't know, Slave 1 vehicle.
Well, that's what we've already seen some previews from the Deluxe where you have the Slave 1, you have IG-88.
Oh, man. I love IG-88.
Always have.
He's my favorite.
So it definitely has some Scum and Villainy threads here. I also think it's an interesting play in a vehicle or a Imperial deck that could potentially.
Well, my deck right now has this objective set in it, and it's an Imperial Navy deck, and I think it's going to work out great.
I like it. Yet to be tested, but I did put it in there.
This message has not been officially approved. The next is Unique, Jabba's Palace, 3 Force icons, provides a resource. And this does fit with the Imperial theme, which is each of your objectives gains +1 damage capacity. That's a big deal.
And that feels even more like a Sith theme to me too, right? Isn't it more of a sit back and wait? Thing. I mean, yeah. It makes you harder to lose the game. So.
I would pay. The thing about this is it's not limited, so you can play it on the same turn.
It's got a resource too. What?
I would pay 1 for a 1 resource. The fact that it's not limited would make it worth 2, and then all of your objectives are harder to kill. Yeah, I'll take it.
It's great.
It's unique, and it's a big 3 for the edge battle if you need it. That's
totally.
Cool.
And we'll round out this objective set with Get Me Solo. Play only during your turn. Name a unit. Reveal an opponent's hand. Capture all of that in their hand.
Okay, now we see it.
Yeah. So if
it's all tied together.
You get to see their hand earlier from Jabba's orders, and you draw this. You can immediately capture something out of their hand. Even just playing this card to see their hand. Again, more hand knowledge and just knowing what they're capable of. You know, how big of a deal is it on your turn before you attack to play this and know exactly how many Force icons they have?
Yep.
Or if they have Twist of Fate.
Yep.
It's huge. It's the knowledge is power thing coming into effect again.
And knowledge is knowledge. I think that objective set's excellent.
That's great. That really is flavorful, too.
This next objective set is my personal favorite of the entire pack.
Whoa.
It's awful.
Spoiler alert.
It's my favorite. I mean, it's Rebels.
It's my favorite.
Since it's replaced, standard 5/1. While you control more Hoth objectives than your opponent, that opponent must place the first card in each of his edge battles face up.
Talk about making Obi-Wan useless.
Well, he's not hanging out with the Rebels much anyway, right?
Just saying.
Correct.
Yeah, it's true. That early Obi-Wan, I think we're going to see some way cooler Obi-Wans in the future. I think he's kind of getting edged out here.
I agree.
Pun not intended. And it's another Hoth objective, right?
Yep.
So plays into the Hoth thing that we got going on.
It does. The next card is an Echo Defender. 2 cost, 1 Force icon, an edge-dependent tactics. This unit gains an edge-dependent blaster for each Hoth objective you control.
This guy, that's a good. That he strikes me as a very solid.
Well, 2 cost, 2 health.
Character.
With
You get 2 of
tactics,
them.
I'm already in. And it's why don't we just throw a blaster on there for every Hoth objective?
Or 3.
Yeah, it's
Sweet.
basically, I mean, we can assume that this guy in the future is always going to have 3 blaster icons.
Yeah.
From a dedicated Hoth deck.
At minimum 2.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
So you better win the edge
tough.
battle, which goes into the Battle of Hoth being all about the edge.
About the edge.
Really?
He's
And
got the edge.
we actually get 2 of these guys, so.
Yeah.
The next is unique enhancement, which is Echo Base. Provides a resource, cost 2 Force icons. Each of your Hoth objectives gains a damage capacity. You're considered to control 1 additional Hoth objective.
Wow. That's great.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
It's really good. Man, when this Hoth deck gets set up, it's...
Yeah, we've already got the speeders that are doing it. This is just crazy. This is a crazy
Zach's
card.
lived the speeders.
I hate them.
I live the speeders. Echo Base Shield Generator. Let's go to
Also
this guy.
unique.
It's interesting, yeah.
Seems unfair. I can already tell.
It's unique. It's 3 cost, 3 Force icons. So it's expensive for just a little location unit. Enhance your play area. Place 1 damage on it to place 1 shield on a target unit or Hoth objective. Then is the interesting part. If this enhancement has 3 or more damage on it, return it to your hand. This is constant shields, dude.
Shields when you want them.
Whenever you want them.
Whenever you want 'em.
Whenever you want them. That's pretty cool.
Shields.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The crazy part to me is that it goes back to your hand. It's got 3 Force icons, so it's like,
And you
I'm
can
going to drop 3 shields, have it in my hand, edge battle.
Well, it's once per turn.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like,
Drop 3 shields.
once you have 2 on it,
Over 3 turns.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you. I thought
Yeah.
you meant instantly. I was
it's
like,
just it's
no.
like prep. It's like,
It's
I
not
got to
that good.
shield this turn and it's in my hand. So
Yep.
that seems good.
For
Now,
sure.
I'm a bit confused on the limit once per turn if that applies only to the effect, which is technically the returning to hand if this enhancement has 3, or if it's also the placing of the damage.
I
I think it's
imagine
of the entire
The entire thing. Okay.
This action is limit once
I think
per
that's
turn.
how it would work.
That's what I would guess. All right, and then the final card in the objective set is First Marker. 0 cost, 1 Force icon. Enhance a Hoth objective. Enhanced objective cannot be damaged by vehicle units.
Hello.
See ya, capital ships.
Yep.
It's
Drill
cool.
Navy just got a huge ouch.
That's great. What else can you do? That's great.
Really good objective set. I think the whole Hoth Rebel thing is getting really strong. And speaking of Hoth, we have
Another Hoth objective.
another Hoth objective, but this time from Smugglers and Spies.
It's confusing.
Renegade Squadron Mobilization, 5/1. Reaction after an enemy unit leaves play. Draw a card.
That's great. Man,
That is crazy.
that's always good in any
Just
game,
solid.
but in this game as well.
That's all. Now, what's interesting about that is, a typical card game, draw is a big deal. It's like, I really want a lot of card draw. But in this game, you always draw.
Yeah.
So I think draw is less of a big deal.
But the edge battle is more of a big deal. You're checking your
Certainly.
cards more consistently than you are in a normal game, right?
Yeah, and I think what it makes your opponent do is when you're attacking as the light side, they have to decide really if they want to block with a little guy to fill your hand back up going to their turn. Some interesting decisions.
Yeah, very cool objective. Let's see the Renegade Squadron here. This is a unique Renegade Squadron. Looks like the Falcon and a couple X-Wings. See a Y-Wing back there. It's like the rainbow of things. It's got a black blaster icon, black objective, black tactics, and then edge-enabled tactics, which is pretty impressive. It's elite, so whoa, excellent.
Whoa.
And after this unit is focused to strike as an attacker, damage it to rescue one card captured at the engaged objective. Boom, boom, boom. We have rescued now, right? This is a new thing.
Well, there's one card.
There was one, wasn't there?
Early on, but I mean, this without that ability is amazing.
Yeah, man.
With that ability is potentially really good, especially going to this whole first deluxe.
And it's 5 health. Like something's gonna get focused from this guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
You don't want to run into that.
You don't want to. Tim, what we got over there?
Next, we have the Renegade Squadron Operative. It's a 2-cost, 1 Force icon. He has 2 unit damage, 2 health.
Yeah,
just a standard weenie.
Guy.
He's a solid dude. You don't mind dying.
I mean, and he's gonna take someone down if
that is that he kills someone.
If they.
Yeah.
Either you kill him or you lose a guy, so it may as well be him rather than something good.
Right.
That's
correct.
That's one way to say it.
All right. Next, we have the munitions expert.
What a good-looking card.
One
that
cost,
guy's
one
doing his
force
job
icon,
well.
1 edge-dependent character damage. Action: focus this unit to have a target unit gain a blaster until the end of the phase.
I like that.
It's fun.
Solid.
I like it.
Sneaky. With the
that
Renegade,
can screw with some math.
With the Renegade Squadron Operative.
I'm going
to focus in.
Especially like
Renegade from now on.
Like if you have him in the thing, like in the battle with some other stuff, and then you're like, oh, I just lost the edge battle. I'll just give his thing to somebody else, which is cool. But then if you win the edge battle, I mean, I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff you can do.
There's lots of fun stuff you can do there.
And he could just be sitting around, too. He could just be off to the side. Hey,
chump block.
Now I can kill your guy.
Well, just knowing that your opponent can always add a damage to anybody they want messes with the math like crazy.
Good. It's good monies.
What's the Echo Caverns here? This is a unique 2-cost base. It's a Hoth base, no less.
Ooh.
It has 1 resource. It's going to pay for itself in 2 turns there. Focus this enhancement to target 2 units that share a trait. Till the end of the phase, one of those units loses a combat icon of your choice, and the other gains that combat icon. Now, this is just getting tricky. This is what I'm talking about. This is Star Wars is fun. This is excellent because they're using the unique system they have that involves focusing certain stuff and making cards gain icons and lose stuff like that has a big impact. And they're really running with it, which is cool. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of novel that we don't tap our cards. Instead, we put stuff on them. But now that we're seeing stuff that you focus to do other stuff and like you can stack up, it's just, this is cool. I mean, is it a good? I think it's a good card.
I think it's a great card. I mean, even if your opponent has no cards out, like you take away one of your own dudes' unit damage that you don't care about and give them a blast damage, or I really need tactics, so I don't care about whatever, and then it gives you options.
Remember,
that
like
you wouldn't normally have
a vehicle versus a vehicle. It's like your opponent's vehicle loses some stuff, and you're good to go.
And to conclude the objective set, you have target of opportunity.
Hey, look, we know what that is.
You never mind seeing that.
Yeah,
it's solid.
Good card.
And the final objective set of the pack.
Is that neutral?
It is neutral.
It's
light side neutral.
Light side neutral.
Careful here. Preparation for battle. Hoth 5-1. We have a lot of new Hoth objectives here.
Whoa. That's crazy.
It says your shielded units cannot be damaged while the Death Star dial is 4 or lower. So early on they can't be damaged. Your shielded units gain a blast objective damage basically while the Death Star dial is 8 or higher. So this is kind of a cool thing where if you draw it early, shielded stuff can't get hurt. If you draw it late, you can put on the hurt.
Man, shields are a big deal now.
I wish there was something that you could just like drop shields on your stuff. And
it's almost like I wish you were in the same pack.
It's crazy. All right, let's see what's next.
All right, the Hoth Scout, 1 force icon, an edge-dependent character damage. Sacrifice this unit to place a shield on a target unit or objective.
What? Heaven forbid the shield generator too. I mean, we're aware of that.
There is a theme going on.
We have themes in these
Man,
packs?
a lot of shields.
All right.
That's gonna be a clutch objective. That thing's
Tim,
got
what's
to
next?
go.
I want to hear you say this.
The next is the AAC 1 Speeder Tank. It is a 2-cost, 2 force icon.
Is that a real thing? Did we see that in the movies?
I've never seen that.
Yes, we did. It has a tactics that is edge enabled. It also has shielding.
Shields.
Hey.
What is shields?
Wow, this is going to get really annoying.
And you actually get 2 of these guys.
This is going to get so annoying for the dark side. Man.
Yep.
No wonder they got those big old ships.
So 2 of those guys. And then next we have a Tauntaun.
Nice.
1 cost for 1 resource, 1 unit damage.
I'm telling you, man, non-limited resource production.
That's hilarious that the Tauntaun is a resource.
It's great, right?
That's hilarious.
It's like you could use it to like sleep and not die in the cold. And finally, the last card in the objective set, which is probably the best art from the entire pack.
It is,
in my opinion. Shelter from the Storm. 1 cost, 2 force icons. Play only if there's a Hoth objective in play. Action: place a shield on a target-friendly character. Until the end of phase, that unit cannot be targeted by enemy card effects and cannot be damaged. So you get a shield, and you can't be
That's
touched.
nuts, man. That's
Huge.
a crazy pack.
It's like
This is the second pack, right?
Yep, pack 2. I mean,
Are you kidding me?
How many times do you want to be like, no, you can't touch Luke? Not happening.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it, too, is like, whereas normally he would be inside of an animal, unconscious, in this instance, you can do that and still have him go kill stuff and
Correct.
be crazy. So it's quite nice.
It's just a beautiful card.
I didn't see a card in that pack that I wasn't like, yeah, that's good.
Absurd, right? It's just like all around, this pack changes the game again, like the first pack did. What I was depressed about is I didn't get to see any Sith cards.
Nope, no Sith.
Or Jedi.
But hey, where are we going to be in a year with this game?
I know. It's
Places.
really exciting.
Like, if
Places.
there's like 10 more of these in a deluxe,
There's 11 for each side in the first deluxe.
I'm not even ready for that.
I don't think anyone is.
It's crazy.
Well, that pretty much concludes what we're up to here. So, Star Wars fans, thank you guys for watching. We always love putting these videos out. And if you want to support us doing that, we do have a store, teamcommando.com/store. I guess I'll go ahead and plug it because why not? We sell these things. You can also come to our site and just blog about the game. There's a really good Star Wars LCG community there. Ask questions, get started, post your decks up, get feedback, that kind of thing. So if you want to be a part of that, teamcommando.com, that's what we do. And we thank you for watching.